Hey everybody, welcome back to Not Another Podcast.
It's your boys.
Can you believe we've done 19? I can't even believe I'm still here.
Neither can I.
On this planet.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You know, it's probably the most consistent form of content we've kept up. We can't even stream.
We can't even know.
I know.
I mean, I've been doing all right.
You've been doing okay.
I've been doing
Now.
Well, yeah, now.
I've had to pick up the slack. In the last month, all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. How many times have you streamed since we've gotten here?
How
many times have you said we're going, like, don't worry, I'll stream? And then this shit doesn't happen.
What, this month?
Since we've been, oh my god, the light switch is way over there.
Okay.
So
Max is attempting to figure out how to keep the light switch on, and he's got it.
That's a different light.
He's done it.
That one, but it's fine. I'll deal. I'll live.
Right.
We are back, though. We are streaming from the new apartment, which you cannot tell because this is an audio-only podcast.
Yep. It will continue to be an audio-only podcast until we make real-life money.
That's it.
But hey, we appreciate everybody, and you know, we're doing the do. We're doing the thing. We have the stream house before the stream house is before the stream's even launched off.
That's it. So, a lot of shit's happened.
A lot of
with
shit to
us
the point,
and in general.
Right. A lot of shit to the point where I'm almost completely okay with just kind of like barrel rolling through our fucking week because that literally will take an hour, and we have some company we're keeping tonight. And I do want to get around to playing Sunset Overdrive at some point before they show up.
Okay.
So
then we'll go speeding along. Phil, what have you done in the past 3 weeks?
Sure thing, buddy. So in the past 3 weeks, we have moved. I went over to EDC. Now, there's a couple of people who were confused about that. They don't know if it was a game thing or it was a music thing. Mm-hmm. EDC is Electric Daisy Carnival. It is a music festival, and thankfully, I was originally not going to go, but the thing was my friends actually showed up and got me a ticket to go on Saturday because they said it wouldn't be the same without me. Shout-outs to all the Slammers. Y'all are amazing. I'll tell you what, though. After coming away from it, I'm realizing how much older I am getting.
Yeah.
It is actually really frightening how much older I'm getting because I'm looking at like just the whole thing, and I'm just like, I would always be so psyched for a festival. And I'd always just be pumped to just be here. And I was like, I was there for not even the full 12 hours it was going, and I was done. My body was done. It was devastated.
I can't take these doots anymore.
And the constant fist bump.
Yeah.
Up in the air. Just fist pumping away. God damn. They did have Uber oiled like a like a fine old machine. That was the best fucking use of Uber I've ever seen because they actually had a whole like tent and Uber had just showed up there and was like, hey, look, we got free Wi-Fi, we got all this shit, and they just kept leading people in and out, and I'm like, every event should do this.
Damn, that's pretty strong.
Every single fucking event should do this because this is literally the strongest. Because I hate going to every other event now and there's like, oh, well, here's a dedicated Uber spot, and it's just like on the side of a fuck-off building.
Yeah.
Like, no, they have their own tent, their own Wi-Fi. They gave out free water. The easiest experience getting in and out of that festival.
Very nice. So then why were you so angry that you set it on fire? That seems like the opposite way to treat an event of this caliber.
So it wasn't set on fire. A part of the main stage's pyrotechnics, which had the fireworks on the top left, blew up.
Okay.
And then, like, the stage was lit on fire, and it was, like, for, like, an hour, the main stage was down. So, like, one DJ didn't get to do his set.
Yeah.
Boo fucking who.
So, how long do you think it was before people were like, oh, that's not a part of it?
Oh, no.
Before they were, like, still jamming? They're like, wow, they really stepped up their game.
Well, the thing was, it was an immediate, like, cut down because the first DJ literally started his set. It was 5 minutes in, and then, like, a transition happened, and it just didn't go anywhere, and all the lights flicked on. And everyone's kind of looking around like, what's going on? And everyone's already, like, walking away because what happens at the end of, like, any, like, set at a festival is a transition where it's like, okay, we're going to go fuck off somewhere else, and there's another group of people coming back in. So, like, for, like, a solid minute, everyone's just really confused because the lights are on, there's no music.
It's a short set.
Yeah, exactly.
That was like 1.5 songs.
And then all of a sudden, you just hear some guy really in the most monotone voice I have ever heard, like, as you can see, we're experiencing a bit of a situation. Please get away from the stage. Please get away. Please get away. Like, he's literally saying it like, vacate the premises. Go away.
Go.
It was the funniest. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And you look up to the left, and there is a fireball on the left side of the fucking main stage. And it was to the point where, like, a lot of our friends would go, oh, fuck, it's on fire. Oh, fuck, it's on fire. Oh, that's a lot of fire. Thankfully, they got it done.
Yeah.
They took care of it, and it was a good time.
Very.
No one got hurt. No one got hurt. It was just a pyrotechnic failure.
Yeah, well, I'm sure tons of people got hurt. It was just probably more so emotionally,
Yeah,
or like mentally, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go meet a cutie pie rave girls or whatever. Are those even a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Or are they?
Hell
Or
yeah.
is everybody just like normal people at this point?
No, at these kinds of festivals, there's the joke of because no Nut November accordingly. So you have a lot of these people actually walking around with what they call totems, and they're essentially just like signs that they walk around with that kind of signify, hey, I'm part of this group and doing this.
Yeah.
And one guy was just walking around with like fucking raver booty during No Nut November, got me like, and just memeing it up, and like apparently he had a whole fucking entourage of people doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well.
So
That's it.
but he's not wrong, because festivals, music festivals that I've seen, essentially everyone sluts it up, men and women alike.
Where are you gonna put all the glow in the dark body paint?
Yeah, and
There's
it was
only so much skin space jeans and a jacket can offer. There's not enough real estate.
yeah, and it was relatively cold at night too, like that night. So wasn't super great for a lot of the girls out there.
Yes.
Not at all
Sorry.
a very comfortable situation for them. And for the most part, like, there is literally, I think I was the most fully clothed even out of our entire group of people.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me. But, it's a good time. Music festivals are, I think if you've never been to one before, regardless of whether or not it's like an EDM or like another music festival, if you're into a certain particular kind of music and they have a festival going on for it, I would try it at least once, just to say you have the experience. It is a lot of fun. There is, unfortunately, that sardines in a fucking can effect.
Yeah.
That happens for like a lot of popular DJs, wherein there's a very awful thing that can happen where if you find yourself somehow in the thoroughfare of like, okay, this is where people are going in and out of the fucking crowd.
Yeah.
You will constantly just get bumped the whole time with motherfuckers just trying to get to the front and then leave.
Yeah.
But we have found some tech to it, and the tech is
The techno tech.
Everyone goes, okay, get behind me, and the person in front everyone just grabs each other's hands in a chain, and the person in front puts his hand to his mouth and acts like he's going to vomit, and we just follow him out.
That's pretty strong tech.
And the look on people's faces when he just pops back up and is like, hey,
I got over it.
it's so good. Other than that, I haven't played shit.
Cool.
I haven't done anything. I'm broke as fuck, so I've actually started up Uber to like do Uber Eats on the side.
So that's what you've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing Crazy Taxi.
You've been getting into mobile games.
So I downloaded Epic 7 and Honkai Third Impact on my phone.
Oh, is this actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I tried them out. I was like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
And I have been essentially staring at people very upset that they're playing Lost Ark, and I'm not. But on the same note, the Lost Ark developers are firmly aware that people from other countries are playing their game, and they are cracking down hard.
Yeah.
Very
by
hard.
releasing it in other territories, right?
No.
So that okay.
No. Because the biggest problem with Korean games, the easiest way to get into a Korean game now is to buy an account is to move to Korea.
To move to Korea.
That was actually a fucking Reddit post where it was like, hey, here's the vacation options, $2,000. We'll fly you down here, teach you how to fucking use a mobile phone number, and then just make 5 accounts.
That's solid. You get a nice Airbnb.
So no, you had to sleep in the fucking the PC bunk. You had to sleep in the
yeah.
So a lot of people have been really playing it because of some news article that we will go over later, or some news that happened during BlizzCon, which we didn't talk about. It's weirding me out that like a bunch of shit happened in the span of 3 weeks. A whole lot of hype shit, whole lot of not hype shit.
Yeah.
So other than that, actually, while we're doing that, let me pull up because I did find and discover some new people on the music side of things that I'm really into, and then rediscovered some old people. So I've talked about Agrime in the past before. Agrime is a future funk producer, more well-known for doing a lot of stuff and releasing a lot of stuff on the artsy music label. Not label, rather, but like the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There's a Move Your Feet rework that he did. Like, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Like, amazing stuff. Hey, thanks for the bits, whoever did that.
Thanks for the bits. Don't know why we heard it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Tell me more about your future, whatever.
Your future guy.
Whoever.
Listening to more Hentai Dude. That guy's great. The guy has one shtick, and it's amazing. Moe Superstar is also another. I think his name is Moe Superstar, the DJ who does a lot of the backing tracks for Hentai Dude. Super cool stuff. A couple of other artists like Leon Boyer, who is a dance producer that I used to really play the fuck out when I was a DJ. That guy has some really awesome stuff, some really, very unique dance tracks. Chocolate Puma, super cool. Snake Hips, super cool. My Digital Enemy, another really cool tech house producer label, or not label, I'm sorry, group. Quintino, and then this other kid named his name is Swako the Kid, and he's literally gotten famous because he's one of those Viners who moved over to Instagram, and his whole thing is he makes beats out of the most ridiculous samples and stuff like that. And I recently discovered him through another Vine compilation, essentially, because I'm a piece of shit and I just want Vine to come back.
I don't think you're a piece of shit for wanting Vine to come back. You're just a piece of shit for watching Vine compilations.
But they're so good.
Yeah.
There was some good stuff to be had there.
There's some good stuff.
By the way, quick aside, I have a new piece of lore that has been etched into my head that Vine was actually a machine kept going to keep the Paul brothers outside of the reality that we live in.
Oh.
And when Vine died, the Paul brothers had nowhere to go, so they just wreak havoc on the new world.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like they were the barrier keeping the TikTokers out.
No, because now the question is, what is TikTok keeping back when that fucking goes?
I think TikTok is releasing more than it's keeping back.
Oh, so it's like a funnel more so than
Yeah,
fucking.
No, TikTok is funneling evil into your being.
I'm really upset because TikTok is, the only kinds of memes and genuinely funny shit coming out of TikTok has been very cringeworthy shit. Very cringeworthy
Or it's
shit.
the person who takes the cringeworthy shit and just goes no.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, like the whole duo fucking thing. It's
what
so
an absolutely worthless app.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I remember when you were called Musical.ly. You can't fucking fool me. I have 2 younger sisters. You think you can get away?
Absolutely.
That sneaky shit?
Oh my god.
But
yeah, that was it. That was my couple of weeks. It's the move really kind of
it was third thing.
Yeah, it was a very big deal because we got the apartment, we got approved for it, and then we applied for it, got approved for it, and then had to start doing the move
3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
It was pretty tough. Well, you did another thing.
What do you mean?
You watched a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah, actually I watched a fuck ton of shit.
Yeah. Apparently you dropped one of them because it was not the same thing you told me you watched.
What do you mean? You gotta help keep up with
me. You had turned on Sabrina as I was walking out.
Oh yeah.
So I guess
okay.
that just didn't live up to the hype.
No, okay. So I guess I'll talk about those two things. For anime, I haven't been keeping with the anime, unfortunately. JoJo,
you're
you
caught
caught
up.
me up on. Thank you. The dance happens tonight, apparently.
Yeah, well,
So that'll be fun to watch at some point.
for sure.
I do want to get back into Goblin Slayer. I've actually seen because I was curious. It's like, okay, what's going on? They actually fight, obviously something else other than a goblin.
That's
They fight an
bullshit.
ogre, and
That's
the
like
way
a
he
big
kills
goblin.
it is so fucking stupid and cool and smart. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's like, you know what? Honestly, get past that first episode, watch more. I really feel like Goblin Slayer is going really cool places. So, 2 series, Netflix, Castlevania, have been absolutely I've known forever that Castlevania is apparently really good.
Yes.
But I'm also the kind of person where it's like the people who have been saying that are what I would consider on my side of the group, like friends, the normies, the people who would watch Chilling
Yeah.
Adventures of Sabrina and be like, or the people who watched 13 Reasons Why and thought it was the fucking
Yeah.
next level social
Yeah, or
commentary.
the people who watched Devilman Crybaby and thought it saved anime.
Yeah. Even though it was a great anime.
Crybaby was fucking really
super good anime.
but
Was
It's-
that
it's-
this year?
it was this year.
Holy
and
shit.
it's no longer in my top 10.
Really?
It's been a strong year.
Oh, it has been a strong year.
It's
Yeah.
been a little too strong for
Very
Devilman. Soundtrack, though, Devilman's still up there.
Oh yeah.
It stays in for soundtrack.
I actually walked into fucking when I was down in Bonchan yesterday. I walked into Gamers Inc. with my friend, and they were just blasting that Crybaby soundtrack, and I was like,
Hell
hell yeah, dude. Yeah, Castlevania. I'll talk about that one
Yeah.
because holy shit, I have never seen a series so perfect. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you got to keep watching it, though.
No, I did.
That's what, yeah.
I
Because the 4 episodes and then it's stopping sucks.
sucked. Yeah, which I'm sure is not super good.
Yeah.
But like even those 4 episodes.
No, the 4
The
episodes
first-
are great. The problem is that it stopped.
Yeah, absolutely. The first episode.
Yeah.
How do you establish Best Girl and then kill her literally in the first 3 minutes?
Yeah. How do you make Dracula the big fireman?
The
Super-
actual
yeah.
biggest villain of all time, one of the most sympathetic
The
characters
hero, yeah.
in every. Dude, how far are you? I want to know.
I finished season 1.
Isaac is the best friend of all time. He's the black dude who's like
Is
super
that
on
season-
Dracula's side.
Is that season 2?
Yeah.
I've only seen season 1.
Oh well, you said you finished it.
Yeah, I finished season 1.
Oh,
the 4
okay.
episodes.
All
Yeah,
right.
no. I haven't started season 2 yet.
Oh my god! So I didn't even know I was in the season 2 because obviously it just goes.
it just
through.
keeps going. Yeah.
But
So
after
do you know where season 1 ended then? It's right when Alucard wakes up.
oh, it's right when
That's right where it ends. That episode.
that sucks.
Yeah. It's like, okay, the show's going to start now in about a year.
Oh wow!
So hold that.
Hold that.
Um,
I'm really glad it got fucking continued. It's been already okay
season
for
3 is
season 3.
3 days in. They're like, enough people.
That
watched it."
writing is fucking
It's
impeccable.
very good.
It's so good. All of the characters are fucking phenomenal.
Trevor's awesome.
Alucard is awesome. I don't know how much they. Okay, so when they woke up, like when you say that episode 4, because I didn't even it was all glossing together.
Yeah.
So episode 4, he literally wakes up and that's it. That's the end of it. You haven't seen anything else.
He wakes up. I think they fight, maybe.
Yeah, they
And then-
fight.
yeah, they fight, and then they're like, "Oh, we gotta go fuck up Dracula."
Yeah, and then they walk away and that's it.
That's it. When they walk away, that's the end of
So
season
you haven't
1.
even seen
No, I've seen nothing
the
else.
banter between the two of them.
No.
There is an amazing scene that basically cemented both of those characters as being the best buddy cop movie of all time.
Yeah.
And it's right after they do like a huge the raid is happening in the town up above.
Yeah.
They come up and they're just basically like looking at the aftermath of everything going on, and they're having like a tit for tat essentially. Trevor and Alucard don't really like each other that much, but
Yeah.
they're on kind of like uneasy ground. And Sypha shows up, and she's like, "Listen, I'm gonna go get like a van or caravan and like, make sure that we can go somewhere. I hope you guys don't kill each other beforehand." And Alucard looks and goes, "Oh, please, we're not children." And as she walks away, Trevor just looks to him and goes, "Eat shit and die." He goes, "Yes, fuck you." And they just start laughing. And I was like, that is so, it's so good because it was so natural and so just
Yeah.
like, Like it felt human.
It's good
it felt
that
fucking
it's really
real.
good that Alucard ends up being just as cool as I like, because I've like not played Symphony of the Night, but
Right.
Alucard's still super fucking cool to me.
Yeah.
So I'm happy he gets to stay up on that pedestal.
He's
like
very
the illusion
cool.
isn't ruined.
He's very cool, and he does nothing but give Trevor shit the entire time.
well, good.
It's so fucking funny.
Dude just
It is
woke up.
so
He's got
good.
zingers. He's been dreaming up.
This man does not stop. The hits don't stop coming. Trevor
Yeah.
just the amount of times that Trevor mean mugs that motherfucker, and Cypher's just like, please stop making fun of Trevor. He's trying his best.
Yeah.
All of the and you know what the thing is that like in series like that, I was always like, oh, I just get to the next point, get to the next like really good action set piece.
Yeah.
The character drama is almost as entertaining, if not more, than like the action set pieces. Them just talking is so enthralling because of how fucking phenomenal the writing is.
It's pretty good.
The acting, the writing, the animation, that series, if you haven't watched it yet, you are fucking missing out. Castlevania is the shit. It is so good.
I might start that tonight or finish season, because season 2 is only like 8 episodes.
Right.
And they're not hour-long things. They're short.
No, they're relatively quick.
Yeah, so I'll breeze through that then.
Oh, so good. Like, just thinking about it, I'm just like, I'm so happy it exists.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. Like, it actually blew my, like, I had like, oh, okay, it was okay. Everyone seems it's okay. Blew my expectations completely out of the water. Easily one of the most, like, it is, in terms of media, one of my top 10 favorite things of all time right now.
Damn.
Of all time. Like, it is.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
It kind of makes me want to pick up that Symphony of the Night collection.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Unfortunately, I will not give Konami money.
Exactly. This is
It's
exactly why I
incredibly
hate
painful.
being a hypocrite, and I'm totally going to buy it.
I tried being a hypocrite, and it backfired immensely.
What do you mean?
Bomberman, Super
Well,
Bomberman
okay,
R.
that's...
It was just Bomberman.
Well, no shit.
No. It just had to work, and it would have been fine.
Nope.
I couldn't play the multiplayer.
Nope.
The other controllers wouldn't function.
I haven't heard anything about like the remake, but yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to toss. As far as I'm such a huge Castlevania fan, like I'm tossing that fucking shit. I'm like, yes, I will buy the remake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, great. Would love to play Zone of the Enders.
I'm a huge Zoe fan. Sorry, Kojima, you're doing great.
Yeah.
So you're doing fantastic, apparently.
Yeah. We'll get to all of literally everything we just said has follow-ups. Except for Zoe.
And it's great that I loved Castlevania so much, because that was the literal palate cleanser after we had watched one episode of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yikes.
So I am not even sure if I want to go back and watch the whole series to see if it goes anywhere, because it was one of those things where anything that has a super like goth aesthetic, I'm immediately on board.
Yeah.
For me that's like an immediate like, okay, I love creepy shit, I love goth shit. That's silly. I'm super down for silly goth shenanigans. Mm-hmm. And it is basically that stupid fucking Riverdale series, but in Halloween.
Yeah.
That's it. It is the CW writing. It is the fucking awful character acting. So anyways, yeah, no, so I was really into it, and it starts off with a obligatory kind of like, oh, you know, all this crazy stuff happens when you're a witch, and who's that witch girl? It's me, Sabrina the witch, that's me. It has the same kind of like feeling of like record scratch. You're probably wondering how I got in this situation.
Yeah. Life's a witch.
Yeah. That's actually the smartest thing anyone has ever said about that entire series.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
I literally stole it from Bayonetta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
God bless. So the writing's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
They're watching the Night of the Living Dead, and these grown ass kids are
these 30-year-old high schoolers.
These 30-year-old high schoolers are being like afraid, like, oh no, this super spooky, completely outdated fucking Night of the Living Dead is a classic. but it's not scary anymore. I'm sorry.
Night of the Living Dead is arguably a very boring movie.
It's so all these people are, and they're like.
So wait, does it like take place in the 80s or is it
So
today?
They say the current year.
20.
No, they literally
2049.
That would make that way cooler. It totally just says current year is when like they have a timestamp. It says
Now
Halloween, current year,
today.
Done. And the concept is Sabrina is having her birthday on Halloween because of course she is.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a
It's
witch.
leading up to her quote-unquote dark baptism, which is when she finally gives herself over to the Dark Lord Satan, writes his name in his book.
Wait, does she already know she's a witch?
Yeah, no.
So it starts off as like, I'm a witch.
It starts off, she's like, I'm a witch. I'm about to be a full-blown witch and go to witch school.
Yeah, well, totally.
Only if I give up my life to Satan.
Yeah. So typical shonen story start.
Right, yeah. Demon King Daimon shows up. But basically she comes over and she has this like, oh, I'm actually relatively pumped about the dark baptism thing. You know, I want to be a witch. And all of her, like, her aunts, Zelda and Hilda, who, by the way, are not great in this one. They're not at all entertaining like they were in the 90s show. And the only real fun character in that family is this kid named Ambrose, who's apparently tied to the house, who's like a weird combination of... Huh? What?
I said, oh, they should untie him. How's he going to go to school?
Okay, all right, Max. Okay, you can have that one, I guess.
Did I beat Sabrina yet? Have I had more hits?
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
It goes into so many fucking places, and it tries something absolutely awful. By basically, I'm assuming now, here's where I'm gonna be hoping to fucking tread on eggshells. I think one of her friends is trans.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Susie,
but
she's obviously either trans or not, like, or transitioning, or like is binary, like not with traditional gender binary. And there is a moment after she gets blood cursed by a bunch of people in the woods, which, by the way, she responds to the blood curse by going, Are you actually cursing me right now? And she is literally standing, watching them fucking yell curses at her, and she's like, oh my god, you guys are stupid. Like this intense, supposed to be awful blood magic is happening, and her only response is to just look at him and be like, you guys are such bitches. I hate you so much. Like, so she goes off to fucking, like, to the school showers
to wash the curse off.
Literally exactly that. She goes, something about, go away, wash the hex away, something like that. Like, literally trying to wash the hex off of her.
Yeah, she's got the head and shoulders. she got the no
Spooky
tears
edition. No, it's no tears.
No tears, no fears.
There's no tears. She walks out to the locker room, and she sees Susie crying. And it's like a very intense, like, she is not having a good day.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what's wrong? And the character turns her head to the left, and it hard cuts to Sabrina walking down hard cuts to Sabrina sitting inside of the principal's office, telling the principal what happened to Susie, not the character telling us what happened. And essentially, someone went up to Susie, the football team went up to Susie and lifted up her shirt to see if she had titties. So basically, they molested her. This incredibly, like, very just awful thing happened to this character.
So was Susie not the one getting cursed?
No, Sabrina was.
Oh,
Sabrina was.
Curse, okay.
No, so Sabrina's getting cursed. Literally, as she's getting cursed, hard cuts to her watching it, trying to wash it away. Then that happens. Her friend Susie shows up, has the crying.
Yeah.
It is visibly distressed.
Yeah.
Don't get any of that.
Don't.
Instead, just hard cut to the principal's office where she's like, you need to you need to do something. And he's like, well, what are their names? And she's like, well, she didn't give me the names because she's afraid. And he goes, well, I guess you're fucked.
Well,
And hard cuts immediately back to her in a hallway talking to her boyfriend like, we got to do something about this. And he's like, yeah, okay. Hard cuts to somewhere else, and they're talking to her friend who is a radical feminist who essentially turns to her and is like, yeah, her plan in the time of this happening and like her Halloween birthday party where she becomes Super Satan Man
yeah.
is to start an all-females club
She's gonna
to protect people like Susie by essentially talking about these issues, and it goes into this really weird socio-political rant, and they end up calling the group Wicca. It's like women in charge of blah, 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 something or other.
That's not on the nose at all.
No,
That's not subtle.
No,
That's not.
No,
That's not subtle.
Every single fucking thing in this show is we're witches. Do you get it? It's magic. Isn't it fucking spooky?
Yeah, now let me go get my Old Spice to wash away all the evil.
Yeah. Guess what? It doesn't do shit.
It doesn't.
Because she goes up to her aunt.
It cut away before she could finish.
Yeah, it goes over to her aunt, and her aunt's like, "Hey, here," and it's funny that she did that because it is like a Spanish like superstition too. Is cracking the egg. If you crack an egg and like something is fucking with the egg, you're cursed or something.
So if you break the yolk,
like you have to crack it, and whatever comes out. So for her, when she cracked the egg, blood came out. She's like, you got blood curse.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, is it like just a chicken egg?
It's a
Like,
chicken egg.
You go to the supermarket, you bring it home, you crack
Right.
it, blood comes out,
Yeah.
and you're cursed.
You're cursed.
If we went to Publix right now,
And you cracked an egg.
and I cracked an egg and blood came out, you know what? Probably cursed. I wouldn't disagree.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
a pretty
from this,
foolproof
yeah.
method.
So basically, the first episode goes into so many different places, and the idea is they can't get the approval from the club because her friend turns to her and goes, "I tried to start a Daughters of the Black Panthers club, and the
Wait,
principal didn't."
Separate club?
Yes.
Okay.
And the principal didn't approve it. The only person who's going to be able to approve it is our female principal, but she doesn't get that responsibility unless our real principal is gone. So she goes over to her.
I'm sorry. Not the vice principal.
No.
The girl alternate palette swap principal.
Yes, principal. I think it's the vice principal, but they don't. They say principal something or other in her name. Trust me. Listen, I tried to keep up with this fucking story.
I was like,
really
did school change this much since I'd been there?
Bro, I'm trying to keep up with the story as much as I possibly can. I'm telling you.
I know.
Within the first episode, she tries to start a club to help her trans friend, who, by the way, gets barely any fucking lines to even talk about how she feels about any of that shit.
No.
Immediately goes through, I'm super pumped about being a witch, to I don't want to be a witch anymore. Gets told that her parents might have been actually murdered as opposed to the quote-unquote accident they died in.
Yeah, which is how it goes.
Is essentially being trailed by a evil demon lady shapeshifter woman who has killed her teacher and has taken on the form of her teacher.
Okay.
And is essentially trying to lead her to the way of the devil. So she
Which was the plan.
Which was the point and the plan in the first place. But because of the fact that Sabrina's half mortal, the devil's like, no, I need her. Then decides to go, after being told by Ambrose, hey, I don't really know. Has an entire... Hello? Are we in there?
I think we're still in here. I'm seeing audio levels.
Okay.
That was weird.
That's very weird.
Very strange.
Very magical.
My computer doesn't like the UX one.
Mm.
I need to work on a different audio setup.
Oh my god.
Maybe they didn't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they were just like, man, they're still talking about Sabrina?
Listen,
turn the car radio down. I'll come back
right.
when they're talking about the news.
Oh my god. Long story short, Sabrina was
really good.
Very
Check
good.
it out.
Super good.
If you're a big fan of Riverdale, which I know I am,
Don't look at me like that, you absolute
When I went
slut.
back home, my sisters were watching River. Or
Of
one
course
of my
they are.
sisters was watching
It's
Riverdale.
for them.
And
It's
like,
completely
and I was like,
for
so
them.
this is based on the Archie comics? And like, yeah, or no, they didn't say yeah because they're dumb, but it is. And I was like, so why is Archie like arguing with his girlfriend's dad, and they're having like a dick measuring contest, and then there's a murder?
Yeah.
That's
So,
not what happened in Archie.
no,
Archie was
actu-
just casual sexual
well,
tension.
Well, Archie over the years has been pretty fucking.
Archie, I mean, it's if you run that long, then
Yeah.
the Sonic Archie comics went all over. Sonic straight up cucks tails.
Someone in a review was talking about like Sabrina the Teenage Witch is like as to the Stranger Things as Riverdale ends up being to fucking Twin Peaks.
See, that's not the comparison I would have made.
Right, but that's what I was told, is that apparently it goes into Twin Peaks levels of weirdness, and I was like, that almost sounds like something that would be watchable, but it's not.
Yeah, no, I would liken it from the few episodes I saw. I would liken it more to Pretty Little Liars, which is
Really?
another murder show made for tweens.
Yeah.
Which is a really weird subgenre. It's a subgenre where it's like the kids know about a murder, but they won't tell the police.
That's the show.
That's the show.
That's the drama.
That's
the
a-
drama is, are they
that's
going
a-
to tell the police today?
That's a genre. It's I know about this murder. Maybe we should tell the people with forensic science. No, we can't, because then Johnny he'll get expelled. He'll have to move away. Oh my god, I hate.
So Sabrina's bad. Tell me about your
I
shit.
just hate in my core. It just comes flooding out. Been playing Spyro. Spyro Remaster came out.
Yeah.
That was a very recent play.
Yeah.
We finished 1 on stream. We started 2 last night. 1 was very good. 2 is also good, but because I connect more with 2 and 3, I imagine it's going to be the same way. The little flaws are starting to show up more. And it's like nothing with the game itself, nothing with the way like things look like video, like when you're playing it. To
Right.
me, it's the little things like, why are there no like title screens for each game? Why is it that like in Spyro 2 the whole thing is you're logging things in a book? So the menus in Spyro 2, it was this big book that would open up and they'd show all your little orbs, your talisman would have a little slot in the book. It was really cute. Why is it just a generic like people say it's like, oh, this mobile game UI. It's like, it's not that, but it is like one step down, and it's depressing because Crash Bandicoot had all like original remade menus to
Wow.
replicate the original games. So why doesn't Spyro have it? And like all I can say is like the Crash Insane trilogy was perfect. Everything about that remake was perfect. And Toys for Bob did not do a perfect job like they did. So they did a very good job, though. I am enjoying it. It's been nice going back through memory lane, even though I don't recognize some parts just because of how much more there is. Finding things is definitely harder just because there's more detail.
Right.
It's not like a floating object on a JPEG
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the PlayStation 1 is. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. As far as other things that I've been playing, still playing Soul Calibur, a whole lot of it. Finally got to play some local matches this past Tuesday, which was nice.
What was that?
It was really good. Siegfried's a lot of fun. A shame that he's really just there until 2B comes out. And I think because of that, I'm going to start trying to play around with the roster a bit more. I still want to learn Taki is really
God.
cool.
Taki, even with like knowing nothing, when Travis was over here last Sunday, I was having so much goddamn fun with her.
Yeah, she's super cool. Seongmina is another character it's one of those characters that I can't pronounce the name, so if I main them, like it's gonna be really weird.
So Sungmina,
So I'm just gonna call her Mina.
yeah. So Sungmina, Travis was playing her, and he's like, "Yeah, that's waifu." Turns around, and I was like fighting, and I didn't know that Sungmina had an alternate, like her alternate, like all her
Female
shit knocks off.
characters
is
have
her
different hairstyles.
That's unbelievable. And Sungmina with short hair is goat.
It's pretty
Is
good.
girl of all time.
Like
That is so good.
the other notable one is like when Maxi's head like armor breaks, his hair gets messy and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
way fucking better.
Oh yeah.
Like, it looks super cool.
Hell yes.
So Soul Calibur is really great. As far as anything else that I've been playing, I can't remember if I'm pretty decently far into Bayonetta 2. And again, having a good time with it. Really, I'm just filling the void until Devil May Cry. That's really all my life is every single day, every single waking moment.
Which, by the way, that is not on the news thing, but because I forgot about it.
Yeah. They did show off a training mode.
No, you can now preload exclusively on Xbox One if you have an Xbox One.
You can preload.
So, DMC5.
That means it's done.
DMC5 is on people's Xbox Ones.
That means why does it come out in March?
Localization and polishing.
No. That's way too early for a preload.
No, I know. It's the thing. Well, the thing is that people have been getting, when they pre-order on Xbox One, have been getting 30 gig updates to DMC5.
That's weird.
You haven't heard about that?
No,
It's been all over the DMC Reddit. I don't know if it was real or fake, but
hey,
Resetero was definitely talking about it. Hey, I got it. So
another reason I can't be on the internet.
Yeah, no, that's just gonna be data mined. Well, no, because Xbox games are really good at encryption.
Because of fucking spoilers.
So
yeah.
But I don't know. Once again, just to reiterate, I don't know if that was real or not, but a lot of people have been reporting back. Yeah, I can preload it now.
All right.
So
well, hey, be careful out there, guys. That's pretty much all I've been playing. As far as what I've been listening to, I'm just kind of adding more random. Like, I have a YouTube playlist of music. That's kind of how I keep track of everything. And I've been adding stuff like here and there, but I recently rediscovered I guess I'd call them a band that I was introduced to back when I worked at Brookstone. And it's the music that one of my managers used to always put on. It's a group called Boombox.
Ooh.
And they do this really cool, like the songs are long. They're like 7 to 12 minutes each. But they take you on like a fucking trip. It's jazzy, and it's really good, just easy listening music. So I recommend just checking out Boombox, and their self-titled album is really fantastic. Midnight on the Run is a personal favorite, although just the song Boombox is also pretty good. Other thing that I've been listening to, which really ties, I haven't been watching much. I caught up on JoJo with you, but that's really about it. I'm very far behind on almost every other show I've been watching this season, which is really upsetting. Again, I have a day off tomorrow, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing. But I've been reading.
You have
As
been
many
reading.
people who follow me on Twitter may know.
You have definitely been reading.
I'm like maybe 20 pages away from finishing volume 11 of Sword Art Alicization.
I gotta ask you a question. How long were you sitting on that joke?
What joke?
If you want
the laundry
to be
one,
strong
like here. I didn't think of it until after the laundry one.
Really?
But I was like, it needs to be a follow up. This tweet got too much attention.
It got a lot of attention. I was like, good for Max.
I was like thinking of little rhymes. This season will hurt the hardest, I think. I have not watched past episode 2 of the anime. Like I've said, I still haven't watched past episode 2. But the novels are popping the fuck off.
Right.
To the point that like it'd have to be like a fundamentally different show at this point. Like rating wise. Because like the tonal shift is pretty significant. And it's really, really good. And I don't want to say what it is because, again, the show's still airing. So I'll probably talk more about it once it gets to that point because the show's not there yet. But, again, I'm trying to stay ahead. But really enjoying that. The one thing I can say, and it ties back to what I'm listening to, Adams might be Lisa's best song yet.
Lisa's really good.
I don't know if you've heard this new OP theme.
No, I haven't.
It's fucking incredible. It is super good. She's got like a full choir. Like, it's really good.
I'm down with it.
Yeah, Lisa's a goddess. That's really all there is to it. Nothing else really going on in my life. A lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Very tired. I've had many a long shifts these past couple of days and maybe 4 hours of combined sleep total.
Yeah, it freaked me out. I thought you were kidnapped when I walked out and your door was wide open at 5, and I was like, "You didn't wake up this fucking early."
Yeah, no, I was out of the house at 4:20, I believe.
Wow.
And that's because I woke up at 4:20. I was supposed to get up at 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because my shift started at 5. So that's what's going on with me. I think nothing else immediately jumps to mind.
Okay.
But man, do I want to talk about the thing I'm thinking of, but I can't for spoiler reasons.
For spoiler reasons?
Yeah, from the novel.
Oh.
But like, oof.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
talk about some stuff.
Hey, guess what? Are you a big fan of? Really, there's just been a lot of disappointment now that I'm looking at this list with a few like shining like silver linings.
There's some cool stuff.
So we're going to be late on some of this and we're going to be really up to date on others. For example, here's something that's not on the list. Cliffy B said that he'll never make another game again.
Surprise.
But he did manage to pay for all of his employees' 401ks, their health care, and their salaries for a couple months after the studio shut down.
Well, good on you know what?
By not offering refunds for Lawbreaker.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Lawbreakers was fun. Was a fine game.
Yeah, it's a good game. But you can't play it because nobody plays it. Right.
But, yeah, like that's the thing is like it. You know what it was? It's the same for me. I know it's stupid, but for me, it's like the principle of the matter. There was the one game that got canceled by the Sleeping Dog developers.
Yeah.
The one that was like a MOBA. I really fucking loved that game.
Oh my god, smash and grab.
Yeah, smash and grab.
Again, to the person who gifted that to me, claim your refunds. I set it up so you can get your money back.
So I still don't. I think I still have it in my library. I didn't go after the refund because I'm like, you know what? It's the principle of the matter. I don't want that money back. Like I enjoyed my fucking time with it. I want there to be a statement of, no, that game was fun. I wanted that game. That game was going somewhere, and I really did. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with Lawbreakers. Like, the fact that Lawbreakers got fucked over so goddamn hard is really just like it's a combination of things. And Cliffy B did definitely not fucking help. But really what it came down to was very clearly the advertising department and the publishers had no idea what kind of fucking game they were creating because it wasn't a fucking Overwatch hero shooter at all. It was definitely more for the Unreal crowd, and there's still a lot of people that could have fucking adhered to. And I'm going to say 100% it's better than Unreal Champions.
It's massively baffling that they actually failed the marketing so hard because it's not a very difficult game to market. It's just a high mobility shooter where the gimmick is zero gravity sections.
Right, but the problem
really.
is that a lot of when it first came out, it was at the cusp of that hero shooter dynamic that was created by that literally everyone fell into. It was hero shooters and then it became battle royales.
Yeah,
and everyone fell into that concept.
Hero shooters was a very short phase.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, it wasn't very long. It couldn't be long-lived because the amount of what they saw was that it was just you can't have the same model as Overwatch or even as Paladins because it requires a sort of games-as-service-like approach.
Yeah,
and you can't have that same kind of mentality where you create whole new game like the core loop of the game changes drastically depending on who you're playing.
Yeah,
so. You can't continuously do that over the course of such a long time, and like they did that for Black Ops 3 even, and it did not work very well. It works fine in 4. 4 they still have that dynamic, and it works fine.
From what I've played of Black Ops 3 when I went free, the hero stuff, I kind of just wish I could pick the weapons and skills and mix and match still.
Right.
Like it didn't feel necessary. It didn't feel bad. It just didn't feel necessary.
Right.
So like and it's gonna sound stupid me saying this, but like Overwatch and Paladins are really the only two ways you can do a hero shooter.
Yeah.
You either have your pay in and everything's free with loot boxes, or you have your free to play but all the characters are paid for. That's it.
I am almost 100% like buy to play. Buy to play every step of the way. Like
and Paladins is kind of buy to play.
You can totally buy.
You can pay like a reasonable price and get every character that comes out.
Right.
And you can also earn characters really easily in that game.
I think that's what's essentially the coolest thing about Paladins is the idea of like, no, you don't just buy the game and those characters that are out. You buy the game and every character that comes out is yours.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you know what?
And it's free
I
to play
enjoy
as an
Paladins on both the PS4 and PC. I bought it both times.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. But you just, man, I really do feel much better about that whole situation. If he legitimately did that,
that's what he
we
says.
give him a lot of shit. And if he legit did that,
yeah, he said he
good
didn't.
for him.
He said he didn't take a salary for 2 years, and he supported the team after it.
Right,
cut
he
down.
doesn't need to.
No,
though.
he doesn't need to take the salary.
So,
no. But all right, Cliffy B, your redemption arc is over. You may now rest.
Let's talk about good shit, please.
Okay. Okay, fine. We'll actually do a good one.
Thank you.
Speaking of long time ago when we were talking about Castlevania, apparently Devil May Cry is just in the same universe and might be coming.
I'm so excited, dude.
But here's the thing I still don't get. It has to be about Sparta. Because you're not going to have modern-day Castlevania,
No.
are you?
Yes, you absolutely. Well, what if it is about Sparta? How cool would that? Well, here's the thing.
I would rather
know-
a Sparta origin story.
We don't know much about it right now. All that we know is that the gentleman who's the producer, I forget his name right now.
Yeah, because it's a unique one.
Yes. He's the producer of the Castlevania series, and he said, and I quote, "Yeah, I did my damnedest to pick up the rights as soon as possible so those fucking jabronis in Hollywood didn't fuck it up."
Yeah.
That was the quote.
Or those jabronis in Japan. Because the Devil May Cry anime sucks.
Oh, my God. I am so... We don't know if it's even Netflix or anything like that. It doesn't matter. It's in good hands.
It's in good hands.
It's in good hands. It's going to be fucking phenomenal.
Look forward to Virgil versus Alucard.
Which we can talk about. I guess that can lead into the other one that people are really upset about. It's not on this list either. Monster Hunter picks coming out from the actual shot. So here's the thing. I don't want to be an apologist.
But you're going to be an apologist.
But I'm going to be kind of an apologist. So the Resident Evil movies are terrible, but super fun.
Yeah, all right.
They are really bad. I would rank
that
them
Wesker
up
fight
there.
is pretty incredible in how poorly done it is.
But they're so fun from how terrible they are. And I would rank them up there, honestly, with Fast and the Furious for just how awful Hollywood action can get. But at the same time, it's still fun to watch. So I told, basically, there was the back and forth where you've seen, to kind of catch people up, there are some shots coming off of this movie for Monster Hunter, which is totally in production, totally happening, and it's being shot like right now. I think it's almost going to be done very soon. Surprise, surprise, Mila Jovovich is in it because her husband also did all the Resident Evil movies. And there was a picture that she had shown of her literally carrying a very good-looking version of the slinger from Monster Hunter World, and she was wearing armor. So, and she said, and I quote, "Listen, we're gonna over the next couple of days, I'm gonna be showing you guys like the weapons that we recreated from Monster Hunter for the movie."
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So in my head, I'm thinking they're gonna show up. It's an isekai. They're gonna be fucking transported away.
Yeah.
Realize the guns don't work and have to make guns weapons out of the monsters.
See,
so I'm completely fine with that. It's not going to be good. I'm absolutely already on board.
You know, it's the opposite, right?
What do you mean?
The monsters come here.
Either way,
where we have nukes.
No, they go to an island.
But it's here in our world.
But it's still not in a place where they have nukes readily available, Max.
The nukes go far.
They don't have it right fucking there, buddy.
Dude, if a dragon comes out of the fucking floor and we're like, "Oh, we shot it, it didn't work," you gotta nuke that thing like right away. Especially if it's on an island that doesn't matter.
Listen, buddy, this isn't Gate, okay? Whereas
that's my biggest problem is it should be Gate.
The most one-sided fucking anime in all time.
The first episode of Gate is the best of anime ever. It's
But don't watch the rest of Gate.
It's like, yeah, no, don't watch the rest.
Gate
but
is
it's
awful.
all it's these medieval guys like, we're gonna take over your world, and then the
The
Japanese
fuck you
military
are!
says, "Oh,
Remember when the otaku shows up and he just wants to get his super waifu, and then he slits the fucking throat of the motherfucker who tried him? That fucking series should have been way cooler than it was.
it's like,
How do you fuck that up,
it's like
dude?
Dragon. Oh well, we have Apache helicopters.
Gate is great. Fill a minute. Fuck you, Robo. Gate's terrible.
First episode of Gate.
First episode of Gate is
good.
so good. You know, it's all gonna be bad. It's all gonna be super terrible.
Yeah.
Roast me in the comments if you have to. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Because you know for fucking that tiny woman is gonna run around with a great sword.
Yeah.
On her back. No, actually, she's a ranger. They confirmed that. Never mind.
That's super lame.
Yeah. So she's gonna be using probably
Okay.
a crossbow or a light bow gun.
Okay. They're gonna use a bow gun, not the gun.
Right.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Monster Hunter sucks. The movie
Yeah.
and maybe the game.
What are you looking at? What you
No,
doing?
oh, nothing. I'm pulling something up for later.
Oh, okay. So what we got
Speaking
next?
of video game movies,
What do you mean? What else
Ryan
is
Reynolds is Pikachu.
there?
I'm probably gonna take the opposite stance than you, because that wasn't a very positive reaction. I'm super excited for this movie.
Oh, the movie. I think the movie's gonna be great.
I think it looks fantastic.
I think it looks great, but like.
I think if you think the monsters look weird, yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking monsters.
I don't get it. Why doesn't Jigglypuff look like the pillow I have on my bed? Why doesn't this living ball that is clearly supposed to be furry because it has a curl of hair?
Right.
Why does it look like a scary monster with big scary monster eyes?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because it's fucking called Pocket Monsters.
You know what the really fucked up thing about that is, though? Because Jigglypuff has, like, a microphone. That means people go out and they pay to watch that monstrosity say its own name in a club.
Uh-huh. And then fall asleep.
Unless Jigglypuff just goes to open mics. And that's why it's so upset. Which would be a great joke.
Dude, I hope that's like something they go into, like he talks to fucking Jigglypuff or something.
And
well, because they haven't established if he's like Dr. Doolittle for Pokemon
Which
or
is-
just that Pikachu. Because if it's that, I'm super down for Dr.
Yeah.
Doolittle does Pokemon. Because that's fucking awful. But honestly, I think anyone who has grown up with that series, just the idea that a Hollywood production is being done and it looks relatively okay. This is literally the year of like the decade of dreams coming true.
And
it's so cool.
it's like, yeah, you know what? Odds are it'll be decent. Like it's a kids movie, first of all.
Right.
Second of all, yeah, like it's a video game movie, not the best track record. They get a leg up by not having it based on any existing like story. Well, it's
Right.
based on Detective Pikachu, but that's a side story. It's like, don't you want to just wait and see if the Pokemon cinematic universe is a possibility? Don't you want to watch a version of The Raid with fighting game Pokemon, fighting Pokemon?
Yeah.
Don't you want to see the version of Rocky where a man's training is Hitmonlee and like come on.
Yeah, dude. It's actually astounding how many people are not on board with it.
That's one of those things where it's like, okay, let's pump the cynicism brakes. Trust me, I love complaining. It's one of my favorite things. Hyperbole is fantastic. This looks fun.
Looks really
If
good.
anything, it looks fun. What the only thing I can think of is like, yeah, maybe not Ryan Reynolds for Pikachu, but at the same time, he's really big right now
And he's not
as a
doing,
comedic actor.
and he doesn't do bad at all from the small scenes that we've seen.
No,
He sells that very well.
he's
that
not
character.
like a hard-boiled detective, which would have been really funny.
The silliest joke in that trailer is the fucking they don't understand me kid, but like that whole thing is so fun.
Yeah.
Just that exchange is like, oh, Pika Pika, and he's like, haha, you're adorable too. They don't know what the fuck I'm saying,
Yeah,
kid.
and the thing is, like, if you had gotten everyone wants Danny DeVito, and I get it for the silly factor alone, but then that's all it would have been is silly. Whereas
Right.
Ryan Reynolds' comedic timing is more on point so that the jokes can be funny.
Yeah.
Rather than you laughing at like, Danny DeVito's a Pikachu. Which is a joke that doesn't last an hour and a half to 2 hours.
It really doesn't.
So I'm very excited for Detective Pikachu. I don't know if I'm going to see it in theaters yet. I probably will, because I imagine it'll be a fun theater-going experience. Or an awful
I'm
one.
not going to watch that in anything but theaters. That looks like it's going to be one of those movies that it requires a theater watch.
I want it to be huge so that we get our Pokemon cinematic universe.
I think it's going to be very huge. I think with with like the how popular the new Pokemon game on Switch is becoming, and like how Pokemon Go is getting a resurgence now.
Like, fuck, what was I gonna say? Shit, it's right there. It's like this movie does well. Cool. You have 900 of those little fuckers that you could make any amount of like story about. You can get your Pokemon Netflix series. You know,
there's a lot of stuff that can happen just from this movie alone, and people seem to forget like one of the best eras of like existence was, I want to say, a year or so back when Pokemon Go dropped, and literally every single person you knew was playing it. And it was the most wholesome time to exist.
It's also a pretty scary time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, of course, humanity's kind of shit.
Yeah,
but the overwhelming majority, and like this is the thing is like, yeah, people want to focus on like, oh, there was some muggings here and there. Yeah. Well, people get mugged every fucking day, buddy. But I'll tell you what, people don't get mugged because their fucking Pokemon took a gym. They did now, and the fact that Team Rocket people existed, that was pretty cool too.
Again, I can only imagine, like, if it had actual fights, would it still be like, if I could actually do a real battle with the Pokemon I caught in real life, then Pokemon is just real. At that point,
right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it, I'd still be taking gyms.
So,
like,
one of my favorite, like, and strangest experiences was a couple of my friends were like, hey, you know, we're at the bar. Let's go over to UCF and let's play Pokemon Go. And it's 11:30 at night, and the fucking campus is alive with people everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, just walking on their fucking, like, walking their dog, on their skateboards. People are sitting in large groups going, hey, I saw a Clefairy over there. Hey, I saw this over there. And just all, like, talking to each other, making new friends. You go anywhere. Suddenly people are just making new friends.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go was, for the first month it came out, literally the best thing that ever happened to humanity ever. Because it was the one and only time that anyone and everyone could talk to each other, and they finally had something in common.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of really cool people that you met and new friends you made just from that.
See, the game dropped while I was in Bristol, Rhode Island, which is a very small town in Rhode Island where we kind of all already know each other just because of how small it is.
Right.
But that was an entire town of people just patrolling the streets looking for little pocket monsters.
Yeah.
Of all ages, of all walks of life, just all walking around. You go and you grab a pizza with people you just met because, like, you know, fuck Team Instinct.
Yeah.
Which I only say because I was on Team Instinct. I don't remember what the other ones are called.
Is Mystic, Instinct, and Valor.
Oh, fuck Valor.
Valor's red, Mystic is blue, Instinct is yellow.
Yeah, if you weren't on Team Instinct, get out of my face. But yeah, no. So there you go. Detective Pikachu looks good.
Yeah, bring back Pokemon. If Pokemon can literally almost solve the world peace problem with just Pokemon Go, like, bring back Pokemon again, guys. Let's just do it.
Just do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
So we mentioned Overwatch earlier. It probably would have made for a better segue, but there's a new Overwatch hero.
Ash looks great.
Ash looks great. Made me download Overwatch and play a match of Overwatch.
And then you immediately fucking deleted it.
No, I still have it installed.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
She's actually on. It's weird how fast she came out.
Yeah.
Because it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when BlizzCon happened?
Yeah,
the beginning of November.
Yeah, and 3 days ago she came out of PTR.
Yeah, so that means in 2 weeks I can play her on fucking competitive, which I'm super psyched about.
Yeah.
I once again, I know a lot of people. I have been dealing with some shit in competitive. It has been really rough this season. But I'm still like I'm at core. I'm like I'm super pumped for competitive Ash play because that looks. She's such a ridiculously interesting character for that world, and just for that game too.
Yeah.
Like a mid-range, close-range fighter that also can summon another person to do her bidding.
It is finally a character in that game that I like both the design of and the playstyle of.
Yeah.
It's the first character that I like the playstyle of. But having a nice design definitely helps.
Yeah.
And Ash is fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Which, unfortunately, was like the only awesome thing at BlizzCon.
What a segue.
Okay,
Okay, so there was a couple of things.
No, there was
World
one
of
more
Warcraft
cool thing.
There was World of Warcraft Classic was gone into more detail. Warcraft 3 Reforged, the remastered version of Warcraft 3 got announced.
And as someone, and no one ever seems to bring this one up, but there was a new Heroes of the Storm character, and as someone who hasn't played that game like a while, doesn't generally like MOBAs, she looks really cool. It's an original character, which, Blackthorn's still not in the game. Kind of seems like an oversight.
Right.
But, no, she looks super cool, too. In fact, they were batting pretty well until the end. And I don't think, we should probably go through this super fast. Because the amount of times people have heard about this, probably really significant at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Diablo Immortal is a mobile game. Diablo fans didn't want a mobile game. They're making a Diablo. It's going to come out eventually at some point, but not right now. Right now, you're going to get a mobile game made by a studio in China that usually makes Diablo ripoffs. So at the very least, they know how to make a Diablo ripoff. But now it'll be called Diablo, so will it just be a Diablo game?
So here's the biggest thing, and here's a couple of points to kind of slow it down, unfortunately, that not many people are really talking about. First and foremost, the mobile gaming market is as big as it is in China for a good reason. And I said some shit about it, a while back on a stream, but after actually looking into it, people were like, the reason why mobile gaming is so huge in China is because people have 3 to 4 hour commutes. They got no fucking other thing to do other than just be on their phones. So it makes sense to try to appeal to that. Here's the problem. Almost all of the imagery in Diablo is banned in China. The very concept of Diablo is banned in China.
One of the causes for one of our later stories is due to banned iconography in China.
Yes. Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice pull.
Yeah, that's a future segue. That's a setup.
Oh, shit. This man is buffering moves.
I planted.
I
switched to Lucifer. I planted all my shit.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to throw the rose.
Fucking. On top of that, it does look similar to another game of theirs called, which, best name I've ever heard. Super on board with Endless of God.
Endless of God.
Super on board with whatever the fuck that Asian name is.
I'm generally pretty happy with Asia's just flagrant usage of our language.
Yeah.
It's like, cool word, cool word, cool word. Just put them together and slap it on the box.
That was easily my favorite thing learning about people from Japan specifically, is that they totally do walk around with just random English phrases like we do with fucking random Japanese tattoos and stuff like that. That's the greatest.
Let's just do it. Why not? As long as, there are some shirts I've seen on kids, and it's like, they probably shouldn't be wearing that.
No,
but if it's complete gibberish, like, again, most of the content I enjoy, fuck yeah, just do it.
There was actually I don't know who he was, but he's like a well-known visual K artist over there.
Yeah.
And they did a thing because he speaks fluent English, and he was like, "Do you actually know what your shirt says?" And that was like a segment on a game show that they had a while back. And I think there was one where it's like "cum slut" or something.
Yeah, he's like, I just really like hard consonant sounds. Cum slut has a lot available to me.
So it was pretty good, but
pretty good.
The other thing I'm actually really fucking upset about is the idea that I think we talk about it a lot of the times when we talk about anything that like generates any sort of fan outrage or backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Gamers are entitled. Gamers are absolutely entitled. Yeah. This is not one of those cases. This is absolutely a case of a flagrant disconnect between what the team wants to do at Activision Blizzard and Blizzard in general.
Yeah.
and what the fans want. And what Blizzard wants, due to Activision's influence, is to make money.
Yeah.
They have already come out and said that this is not the only mobile game they're working on now.
Yeah.
They said the mobile is the future. Get over it. So they are absolutely gearing up to do more with their properties that are very strong. And I highly doubt that Diablo Immortal is going to fail.
No.
If it does,
of course
please call me out, and I will love to lose this.
I don't think it will fail. I think it'll have a successful launch and then peter out quickly.
That I can see a little bit more of. But there's a lot of people who say it's just going to fail on arrival.
No,
that's not true.
Absolutely not, because
not
you guys want to play Diablo.
Not only that, but like it's a mobile game.
And you have phones.
Yeah, it's a mobile game. So in fucking Asian territories where it's not fucking, I mean Korea.
Yeah,
it's going to blow up in Korea. Diablo Immortal is going to fucking dominate in Korea.
Yeah. Holy
shit. DFO still makes $1 billion some odd fucking dollars a goddamn year, Dan. Like fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not a case of gamer entitlement. This is people, and the idea that there are those who's like, come on, man, speak with your wallet. It's like, fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. Because unfortunately, that doesn't work anymore.
No.
Because when you talk about speaking with your wallet, the amount of backlash that Black Ops 4 got, and yet still ended up being one of the most successful games in the entire franchise, it's like you would think otherwise.
Yeah.
Because every single Call of Duty game that people have complained about has also subsequently been very, very fucking successful. So no, these things don't just happen because we don't buy them. And like for me personally, like the Red Dead thing.
Yeah,
I could be completely opposed to Red Dead's Rockstar's workplace culture.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop Red Dead from being one of the most successful entertainment launches in history.
And here's the thing.
You have to make the fucking point clear. You have to make a sound.
But here's the thing is like voting with your wallet doesn't work for that reason. Voting with your wallet also doesn't work because like, oh, nobody got Diablo Immortal. I guess they don't care about Diablo.
Right.
Nobody bought the Darkstalkers collection. Guess we shouldn't make a new Darkstalkers.
Exactly. So people need to speak up with their voices in a way that they can be heard. And it does change org petitions. We can always make fun of them. We always will. But motherfucker, someone's listening and they're watching. Like, you have to do it. Don't be that fucking person who discounts people like smashing dislikes and leaving up comments because those people are your fan base and they are tired of your bullshit.
Here's another thing, and it's a point that I very frequently bring up, and it's like this whole situation could have been avoided, but I must just be smarter than every marketing team because all you had to do was hop into After Effects, make a Diablo 4 logo, have it fade onto a black background, and say coming. It's coming.
Todd Howard came on the stage and spoke about a fucking game that is being absolutely harangued on goddamn all forms of media right now for pretty much an hour. Presented a mobile game and literally just presented a fucking tracking shot.
Hey Phil, how much do you know about Metroid Prime 4?
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, the same fucking
thing.
They
showed the number 4. You just had to. That's it. You just had to show the number 4 in Diablo font.
Right.
Black background coming.
Right.
You can still show your mobile game. Put that up. No one would have said shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one would have said shit.
And for me personally, to renege on a couple of things. So Wyatt Chang, I've been giving a abundant amount of shit because I don't really remember what his role was. I know that he's very core to the Diablo team.
Yeah.
But almost everyone who's talked about him has been like, yeah, he's actually obscenely nice. What's happening to him is really bad. And you hear about that. You hear that a lot, but, I don't believe it. But, now people are just coming out and saying, yeah, no, Wyatt Chang doesn't deserve anything that's happening to him. So I want to apologize for literally throwing that motherfucker under a bus to the however many people were watching.
Is he Mr. Don't you guys have phones?
Yeah, he is.
Because to be frank, while a horrible thing to tell your consumers, was kind of funny.
It was very funny.
Out of context.
Yeah.
As somebody who doesn't like Diablo, it's like, well, yeah, they do have phones, but they don't want to play it on their phones.
Exactly.
They need to use their phones for the Nintendo Switch voice chat so they can play Diablo.
So long story short, Diablo Immortal is happening. It's unfortunate.
Whether
Diablo 4 is happening.
Yes, the other game is happening.
Which that is also really interesting to hear about because it went through 2 iterations.
Yeah.
That got dropped. So, and I honestly think a lot of that's because of Lost Ark. Because I think when Lost Ark was announced back in 2014, when Diablo 4 was being developed, Lost Ark was the MMO that I was telling you about earlier.
Oh,
it's the Diablo MMO that looks, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's really good. It's super fucking good.
Yeah.
And they just came out recently and said, no, guys, we totally have plans to come out like West. Relax. Get off the Korean version.
Yeah.
But we are coming to you guys. Just give us a little bit. We just want to make a Korean game first. We're coming to you. We promise.
Yep.
So I'm super pumped about that. And I really hope that Diablo 4 ends up being really good.
Good at the start.
Yeah. I would. No, don't bring the auction house. Leave that fucking thing dead and buried. As cool as that was at the time.
Speaking of corpses in the ground that are fucking dead.
Oh my god.
Here comes the rose.
So
good. Episode Noctis canceled. Episode Ludafreya canceled. Episode Aranea canceled. Episode Arden coming soon to Sony PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
March.
Not Steam.
What?
Oh, the PC version support is done. It's done.
The fuck out of here, dude.
So, hey, guess what? Haha, I kept the PS4 copy.
Fuck,
I can play
man.
everything. So, on a whim, I saw they're doing like a Final Fantasy 15 like special broadcast. I bet they're going to show off all the DLC stuff they've been working on. Maybe have some plans for the future. A little tidbit at the end from Tabata. So, did you watch it?
So I never watched it.
Okay, I watched it, so I'll lead this.
Sure, go right ahead.
So it starts, and they have a timeline for the show. It's like important announcement 1, important announcement 2, Final Fantasy 15 comrades, special announcements.
Wow.
Announcement 1 is that episode Arden is coming. It's coming along.
Right.
And the other 3 DLC episodes are canceled completely. They're just done. They're not being worked on. They're not coming out. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, that sucks, mostly because of episode Aranea. And then I'm like, you know what? They really do need to work on a new game. Like, they really need to work on just a different thing that's not 15.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, that's bad news. You shouldn't have announced another season pass. You should have just played it by ear. But, like, it's fine. I can do without that content, I guess. It wasn't going to change the problems with the game. Special announcement 2. Tabata is gone from the team Luminous or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Luminosity.
Yeah.
He left that. He left Square Enix. He's out. And not only that, he did it through snail mail. Some other dude just read a statement, and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to do something else.
Wow.
Bye.
Wow.
Seal it. Well, he thanked his fans. He's like, yeah, Final Fantasy 15. I'm so happy, everybody. Thank you for supporting me. Hope you support me in my future endeavors. Good luck to Square Enix and Luminous and whatever they're working on next. Bye. Goodbye. Tabata is gone. He's not working at Square Enix anymore.
Do you think that was like a mutual thing, or do you think it was absolutely like pressure from Square Enix developers?
Well, hold on, because there's more to this story.
Oh boy.
Then Comrades stuff comes out. Comrades is going free to play, and it is transferring to its own standalone app.
Right.
This Comrades in the game won't work anymore.
If you own the PS4 version. If you own the PC version,
yes,
it's attached to that fucking game because
Yes.
it's already a part of it.
So you're not gonna
So
get it for free.
You're getting all the content for free.
You're getting because they're
But you're not getting. So PS4 is getting a free to play standalone version.
yes.
The PC players No, you're not. You have to buy the original Final Fantasy 15 Royal
Yes,
Edition.
but you're getting this new update
But
that
you
adds
are getting
like
the new update.
10 bosses, new raids. I mean, it's a good amount of content for that
Right.
multiplayer mode no one plays,
Yeah.
which is fine. Maybe if it's free to play, more people will play it. I don't even remember. There was something wrong with the Xbox One version too. I don't remember what it is though.
I'd play it more on PC. I probably will just play it more on PC because I want to replay 15 anyway.
So there was that. The special announcement. They're doing a Final Fantasy 14 crossover. You'll be able to dress Noctis up as a cat.
He looks very cute.
He looks very cute. And you can also dress the other characters. They all get little job costumes.
There is a story DLC associated with that, I thought.
Yeah, it's a quest line. Yeah, it's like a quest line like that'll take some time to complete.
Cool.
You know, like a DLC episode would have been.
Wow.
And it's not the only one they were working on because they also have another crossover thing they announced earlier this year, if you remember that.
Yeah, the Terra Battle one, which looked really cool, actually.
Looked really cool. It looked like a fully fledged quest line that could have
gone
been
somewhere.
one of those episodes.
It was actually...
if they had worked on those. And they did say like the 14 collaboration has been in the works pretty much since 15's conception as
Right.
Final Fantasy 15, not as Versus.
Right.
So, like, okay, that one was just on the back burner for a while. Fine. And it probably took a lot less effort than a full episode would have been. But having that and the Comrades expansion probably nobody asked for, and then making it standalone, and then also the Terra Battle one, and then apparently there's a third one, a third collaboration thing that we just don't know about yet, could have made one of those episodes. Could have made a substantial piece of content. So now going back to what I said previously, where it's like, oh, well, you could have been working on something else. You weren't. You weren't working on the episodes you said you were making. You were working on this stuff that you didn't tell people about and nobody asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So, apparently Final Fantasy 15 has lost a significant amount of money.
About 33. No, not just 15. Luminous Studios itself
Yes.
lost about 33, the equivalent of $33 million.
Yes. Which is...
But here's the thing. I don't know if it's they lost it or them canceling it
lost them
the $33 million.
Yeah.
So that's what they've said.
So either the $33 million is what caused them to cancel all this stuff, or the $33 million is the result of them canceling all this stuff.
Right. They weren't very clear on it.
No. So
my understanding was because they canceled it.
So yeah, so I'm looking, and Tabata's like, yeah, I'm really getting tired of being chained to this sinking ship. This ship's been sinking for 13 years.
I think Tabata has
tired.
consistently been given the fucking shortest end of the stick every single time, because they have only ever relegated him to like mobile projects, and then his first fucking AAA project is to help a floundering fucking title come into goddamn fruition.
He made Type 0.
Which was a mobile game.
It was a Vita game.
Mobile.
Handheld. It's different.
Oh, my God.
It's different. And the Vita is almost like a console in your hands.
Get the fuck out of
here. Did
here.
it before the Switch did. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody knew that.
Well, speaking of the Vita, something else fucking died lately.
Yeah. But, no. Final Fantasy 15 is finally dead. Like, actually.
People were asking for it. Those assholes who are sitting there with an unopened copy of Final Fantasy 15, it's time to open that bitch up and play.
Finally play it.
You can finally play it, you absolute cuck.
You should have sold it and gotten the Royal Edition by now.
Yeah, fucking
Which turns out is the complete game now.
People, I just hate that fucking mentality. Like I don't want to be antagonistic.
I don't want to play the game until it's done.
No, because it's done.
No, what I'm saying is but you don't like people with the mentality, I don't want to play it until it's done.
Right, because, well, it depending on what the fuck it's talking about, because the 15 we played was already a full experience.
Yes.
It was a flawed one. Yes. I'm not saying it was perfect, but the 15 that was there was already a full experience with more.
Like, if you were waiting to play it, and then DLC got announced for other episodes with major story content, and then you were like, well, I'll just wait for those.
Right.
Fine. After the Royal Edition, if you were still waiting, you're dumb.
You're dumb.
Because by then you should have realized that those extra episodes didn't really add anything.
Yeah,
I wish it could have been better. I wish we could have gotten maybe a 15 too that improved on it and fixed a whole bunch of stuff, but instead we just kept dragging this horse down the road, and it's still going. Episode Arden will come out, and not only that, they're going to make like an animation prologue for Episode Arden. Why?
I don't know.
Whatever.
It's one of the most
Luminous
confusing.
Engine, very confusing.
Final Fantasy 15 has by and by been one of the wildest rides for any fan who's been following him for the decade it's been going
and
on.
I only hopped on like a month before it released.
Really?
Yeah.
So you weren't even on the Versus
I
side
didn't
frame.
care about 15 until we watched that one stream that what's his name? He does the PC Gamer Show, I think, at E3.
Oh my God!
You remember when he hosted? Some dude hosted.
I think his name is either Day 0 or Day 9.
Was Day 9 the one who hosted the Final Fantasy 15 show?
No.
There was a presentation thing a month out from release that we watched, and I was like, "Hey, 15 looks good."
Greg Miller.
Yes.
Kind of funny game.
Yes. It was him. Didn't care about 15 until then. Wasn't even on my radar. And already,
Really?
and so if I'm tired of it, I can only fucking imagine if you've been following it since Versus 13.
It's nice to finally be able to put a fucking cap on the end of the arc. I just wish it didn't end so shittily for everyone involved.
Yeah.
I think that.
But man, there was a pretty nice middle period.
Yeah.
Of about a couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely.
Royal Edition came out on PC. That was the good time. Or the best time.
Yeah, and then you play Royal Edition on PC, and holy shit, that game running at 60 frames per second fixes a lot of the goddamn problems with the combat.
Yeah.
So good.
Imagine.
It's really fucking good. It looks really good.
So anyway, Final Fantasy 14 sacrifices 15 for more time on the clock.
Boom!
Boom! Guess what? New expansion.
Well, wait, before we even do that, that leads into the news I saw today for Luminous. So Luminous Productions isn't dead.
No, they're working on a new game
for the PS5.
Yeah.
So they've consistently Tabata has been throwing around for a while now. No, the next project I'm working on is going to be a AAA game that uses essentially 15 as a springboard. So the weird fucked up idea that 15 ended up becoming that was this really flawed fun game that was just a whole bunch of shit. They were like, okay, take all the mistakes we learned from that and just apply it to this game.
Yeah.
So, good battle system, fun online mode, large open world, the ability to play with multiple people, multiple party members, all sorts of shit. All of that shit is apparently being added into this game. So whatever this fucking AAA title ends up being is apparently going to blow the fucking lid, everyone's expectations away.
Yeah.
If it doesn't get canceled.
Because Tabata left.
So.
Yeah, so hey, hopefully he takes that vision with him to whatever he's doing now, because he's probably sick of Square Enix.
Or hopefully somebody leads the charge again. Yeah. I don't know who else. What other competent director could fucking do it?
The new producer and the new director were in that 15 presentation.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck they were.
Exactly.
Which, hey, new blood. Give them a shot.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Luminous, hey, guess what? They're not going to lose, what's a couple more $1 million they lose?
Stop giving stuff to Nomura. Doesn't get done.
All right, fine. We'll just say it real quick. Final Fantasy VII's, I guess, not on hold. I don't know if they thought...
Oh,
I didn't hear the part where it was on hold.
So he just recently come out, and there was a mistranslation from a Famitsu article that was basically talking about once Kingdom Hearts 3 is done, it's released.
Yeah.
Full production will start on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people took as, so it's just on hold.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't heard shit about it. So literally, I think today Nomura came out and was like, no, relax. 7's being developed. We have progress. It's just that Kingdom Hearts 3, as I'm being told by my higher-ups, is the game we're focusing on. Because we're now 2 months out from release.
Yeah. The priority needs to shift so that you can finish one of them.
Right, which is exactly what game development companies should do.
Yeah.
And it's astounding that fucking Square Enix has just recently learned that.
Yeah, well, hey, it only took 13 years. 14.
Yeah.
15 years?
2006.
13 years.
13 years. The Versus 13 arc is finally over.
Yeah. Speaking of a cap, God, I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 so I can just stop.
Yeah, I think everyone
So
is just
get
wanting
off.
I think everyone wants that sweet release.
Kill Sora. I don't care.
Dude, just
kill
give us that sweet release. Let's talk about good Final Fantasy news. Final Fantasy 14 did a whole new stream. Yoshi P, the fucking savior of Square Enix.
The only person who knows what they're doing at Square Enix.
There was an amazing post on Resetera where it was like, do you guys remember when Yoshi P was brought onto the project after the fuck up from the servers of FF14 1.0, bowed down and was crying, begging for players' forgiveness, and at this event, thousands of people were cheering his name. How is that for a comeback arc? And I'm tearing up thinking about it. I'm like, that is the best.
And then created probably the best canon reason for just a restart. Like after I saw the parody thing for the Smash trailer with the Final Fantasy 14 music, I'm like, I've never actually seen that cutscene, and I watched it, and that shit's intense.
Yeah,
and it's like,
imagine that was the last thing you saw for 1.0. That was the cutscene
because you could be logged in during that time, right? You could experience that shit happening.
You can go on YouTube and you can find people all crowding up around the fucking meteor, and just waiting and like holding hands, like we're in there, guys. It's about to happen, and then the cutscene plays, and everyone goes, "Oh my god!" Like, just unbelievable what that man and his team had done for that game. And right now, okay, it's not really fighting as much in terms of pay to play. It is the second most popular MMO in the entire world, as far as I know. It is unbelievable, the comeback story. And it's still going. Because this fucking expansion sounds and looks incredible. I'm so excited.
So Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers got announced today, which...
You are no longer the warrior of light. You are now the warrior of darkness, motherfucker.
You are the bringer of shadows.
Let's go!
So I saw like the big standout additions, which are, hey, new classes are coming. Yeah. Some are going to be there in weird limited capacities. The first limited class will be a blue mage. Mm-hmm. You can level up to level 50, and all of your skill, you learn no skills by leveling up. Right. Every skill you learn is from fighting monsters, which is what the blue mage is. You're a blue mage.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And they said they're going to be doing a couple of other like limited classes, and then I guess eventually they'll release as full jobs.
So
at
I
some
think
point.
I think what they're
that part
doing,
was a little confusing.
Okay, so what they're doing for Blue Mage, and what I think they're doing for limited jobs, is anytime that like a large story patch that may have a job associated with it, they will essentially, it's an early access class.
Yeah.
So you literally are like, okay, you start at level 1 and you can level up to 50 to see what it's like. But until this next piece of content, when it's actually ready, drops, you're stuck at level 50.
Yeah. Which, hey, is actually kind of an interesting way to do it. I don't
know what it
does?
Any
other thing to...
Because it means that people won't roll that fucking class to the ground. So that the queues won't be shit.
Yeah.
So that people are actually looking and being like, I want to play this class, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I think what they're going to do is, instead of sitting there and rolling out the classes all at once for the expansion, we're going to get Blue Mage first, then we're going to get Dancer, then we're going to get whatever that Gunblade class was that we were going to hear about tomorrow.
Was Dancer not in the game?
No, Dancer's not in the game.
Was Dancer in the Stormblood trailer? Or am I thinking that
was
just a monk?
She was just a monk.
Oh,
but Dancer
really
is
cool monk.
Dancer was basically the guy who leaked all the shit. All of it came true today.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Dancer is absolutely coming.
So yeah, that's really cool. Another thing, they announced there will be a new race coming that you can pick. It'll be a bunny girl. That's wasn't exactly
get to make Fran.
Get to make Fran, which I guess now yeah. Could you make that a character of that race in 11? I feel like you could. No, because it wasn't until 12.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't until Crystal Chronicles.
Ivalice. Well, it wasn't until
I think it was Crystal Chronicles first, and then
Final
12.
Fantasy Tactics.
No, it was Tactics Advance.
Really?
And then it was Tactics Advance,
I don't know if
and then it was 12, and then it was Crystal Chronicles.
Somebody at home can fucking
Regardless,
correct this.
I don't know. I've never played those games, but that's
14 is essentially being the Blaze Blue cross tag battle canonically of the fucking Final Fantasy world is still really cool.
So, are you ready for my favorite announcement?
What's that?
You'll be able to take NPCs into dungeons with you.
Oh yeah, that's right. The trust
Guess
system.
what? That means I can actually play the game.
Yeah.
Because nobody's doing, like, I'm not done with, I finished Realm Reborn, but I'm not at Heavensward yet. I'm in the weird couple of updates where nobody is playing those dungeons.
I really feel like you should just invest in a fucking story progression boost.
And I probably will. I kind of want to play Stormblood. But, like...
Well, yeah, no, if you get it now, I'm sure it'll progress you through Stormblood. Or through Heavensward, and you can just start at Stormblood.
I was under the impression you got to buy one for each expansion.
No, you only buy one. Like, if you buy the progression thing now...
It'll skip you to... It'll get you most recent.
Stormblood.
Okay. Then maybe I'll do that.
And I think you
but
still
hey,
have to go through all the content.
In case I don't, they're adding a new Game Plus mode to the MMO where you can just go back and play through main scenario at your current level.
Which is very strange, and I don't know what the point of it. You know what I think it's really going to be is so the Blue Mage can fucking farm primals again.
Maybe.
Because that's the one thing I saw is that the Blue Mage totally gets moves from fighting primals, which is super cool. Also, the Blue Mage aesthetic on fucking top of it,
that
man.
Art is
I'm
pretty good.
all about it. The fact that he or she is like rocking a fucking cane and is doing sick shit with it. Oh, dude.
Again, not a class for me, but a class I want to be in my party.
I also want to know what the Gunblader class is.
Yeah, it's
I really want to know what the fucking. We're going to hear about that tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Oh well, cool. I don't know. I feel like there was another class they could have put in before, like Gunblader. Like I feel like Gunblader.
We don't know what it is though. We just know that the Gunblade is the weapon.
I guess.
So.
Yeah.
Well.
It'll probably be whatever.
Thancred has always been a thief. Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Or a rogue rather. So it might be it might be attached to the rogue job.
Maybe that sounds good to me then.
So that'll be fun.
But and then what was the other one? Oh, you could visit other worlds.
That is easily the best fucking thing that's ever happened. The idea that because the way that they've always had it separated, for those of you who don't know, is Final Fantasy servers have always been on data centers, and the data centers are always kind of dictated by what region they work best in.
Yeah.
So for me, Aether, it was the data center, and I think that's where Balmung is. Where Balmung right now is it's literally the most popular server. Mm-hmm. And they even had a joke about it where it was like, I think they even said like in a card on the stream, it's like, Balmung players, please start transferring out of Balmung. But the idea is...
we will pay you to transfer.
You can now freely transfer, and not just like one time. If your friend's in another world, you can just play with your friend in the other world whenever you want.
Which is crazy for
fucking
MMOs,
cool.
Right? Like, WoW doesn't let you do that.
No.
You have to pay to switch data
You have to
centers.
pay to switch.
But now you can just play with your friends, which is
because they don't operate off of data centers. Because the way that they do it with Final Fantasy 14 is kind of unique. Because it's data centers separated by region.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I forget which one.
So WoW has strictly just singular servers that go down a line, and yes, some are better for you. But like it's actually like, okay, this is a PvP oriented server. This is a PvE oriented server.
Yeah, there's like a
this is an RP server.
Yeah.
But for Final Fantasy 14, it's just this is where most of the people from this region show up in. So the idea that you can we don't have to worry about that shit anymore. I can literally just be like, dude, hop into my world real quick. Like that's so cool. It's like how the fuck is this making so much money when they're literally giving us exactly what we want? How are people looking at this and going, yeah, let's just keep dicking players over? How the fuck is Yoshi P doing that without Square Enix trying to like fucking squeeze money out of every orifice?
But people were paying to switch servers. You want them to just do it for free all the time?
Yoshi P is a god.
Yoshi P, dude, that guy fucks.
That guy fucks, dude. Oh man,
Was there other stuff?
and we're looking at the
No,
list
Command and
now.
Conquer's getting a remaster. Yeah, it's gonna be on your phone though.
No,
Oh, okay. We'll
it's getting a
sandbag that.
real Red Alert's getting a real remaster,
That's pretty cool.
and they're bringing, I think, the original team.
That's pretty cool.
That's
I hope they
really
sure
cool.
know. I hope they still know how to make video games.
Yeah, I was told it might be the
That no
original team.
longer means anything to me. It's like we got the
Okay,
original crew to make
so
the game.
Once
It's
again,
like,
we really need to just have like the articles fucking posted up on our just for us somewhere.
yeah. Well,
so we
that's
can
what the
actually look it up.
laptop's been for. It's not my fault you haven't touched it.
All right, well, asshole. All right, fuck you. Okay, but like I think basically the people who they said are working with them on it either are the original team or they know strategy games very well.
Okay.
So either way, these remasters, which is really good news after hearing the fucking cuck that was Command and Conquer on mobile.
Yeah. And having to watch a full match of it.
That was awful.
Oh yeah, by the way, cool thing about Warcraft 3 Remastered, you can just play with people who have Warcraft 3 vanilla. Like the regular version of Warcraft 3 that you already own can play multiplayer with people who have the remastered Warcraft 3.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again, they should have just made a big 4 and then that Blizzard show would have been perfect.
Man, we've been running around like all over this fucking list in different
We
order.
try to combine the ones. There's only one left, though. Oh, there's two
No,
left.
there's two.
First of all, Death Stranding might be in the polishing phase. You put a question mark. That means we don't know.
So
This is based off of what I saw as
rumors.
one sentence in the OP of a Resetera thread.
Yeah, so this is essentially rumor filled, but it matches up perfectly with the timeline Kojima gave us. He said consistently it's gonna launch before the 2020 Olympics, and it's gonna launch during the year Akira takes place. So, which is 2019.
Damn, I wish he was just making an Akira game.
So basically, there's also like his Instagram has been kind of ramping up with a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person where it's like, I know that Kojima doesn't just add shit just for adding shit. Sometimes he does. Sometimes it's like trips.
A
like
good amount of times he's just like, look at what I ate today.
True, but like most of the shit that I've seen so far has been literally Death Stranding or Luden's Project related.
Oh, okay.
So like he has been absolutely specifically on his Instagram, and there's a lot of things that he's retweeting that have people in a fucking whole haze. Negan from The Walking Dead came out and said, "Yeah, by the way, Death Stranding's gonna be fucking sick." And it was like, "Well, how do you know?"
It's like, shouldn't you be busy beating up Heihachi?
So, and of course, the VGAs are in a couple of 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And Keeley has
Keeley
has all but basically confirmed. What was the joke I saw today? It's like, is Death Stranding going to be at VGAs? It's like, Death Stranding is 102% confirmed, say, sans 2%.
Yeah.
So
my favorite is like, hey, and Jeff Keighley tweeting out, it's like, listen, as the person running the VGAs, I have to remain impartial towards all my industry friends, but Death Stranding damn near blew my dick off.
Yeah.
Like, a tweet was something along those lines.
Yeah. And
So-
there has been some during one of the first trailers for the VGAs, the one that I remember running over to the old apartment.
Yeah,
and
you were watching it in the car.
Yeah,
on the
and I
way
was
here.
like, "Ah!" The one where he's talking about one bang.
Yeah.
So someone has said all the trailers have been very similar to what he was saying in each of those bangs. And then he said the fourth bang is the final one.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is... And you know what
God.
the worst part is I believe it because it's Kojima.
He's so
I believe it because
yeah.
he would do that.
Yeah, he's such
So-
a hack.
Oh,
What a
fucking love
what a-
that
what a
guy.
No talent loser.
What a piece of shit
yeah,
idiot.
just trying to get all buddy with his fucking movie friends.
So I'm after watching that
Yeah.
that very recent trailer. I'm not sure if you actually ended up seeing it. The one where it actually revealed Troy Baker's character,
Oh yeah, the very short one.
where we finally saw like a monster up close and personal.
Yeah,
Holy
we finally
shit!
got to see a stand.
Oh my god!
But hey, if it's in the polishing phase, maybe we'll get to see the game.
But you know where we won't see it?
multiple places. Originally, we were just going to not see it at PlayStation Experience.
Which was supposed to happen this year.
Yeah.
But
Now you're also not going to be able to see it at PlayStation's E3 conference because PlayStation does not have an E3 conference next year.
Wow. Xbox immediately fired back and did the whole hands up emoji like, can't wait to see you guys at E3 next year. So,
to be fair, is Xbox going to have any games?
No, but so the funny thing was there was a post posted on like Reddit today where it was like just since like 2014 or 2015 and they've technically only shown the same 4 exclusives and then 2018 had Days Gone missing and it was just the 3
it's just gone.
and then 2019 is just gone.
Yeah, game's gone.
So it's obvious that Sony's ramping up to something.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, Sony's just out of games.
Which is not true. I highly doubt that next year's going to launch with nothing. I almost, because we already got it confirmed that Days Gone is absolutely coming out next year. So.
All right.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, that's loud.
I was just really trying to rack my brain.
For what Days Gone was?
For what Days Gone was.
Days Gone is the zombie game that's not Last of Us.
Or War Z.
Oof. Okay, Days Gone, the zombie game.
Honestly, I know more about War. I remember that War Z is a game, and I know more about it than Days Gone.
Which, by the way, apparently people have said is really fun.
Yeah. Well.
I'm super into like those kinds of shooters, those kind of wave-based shit. So, they're obviously planning something. We know the PS5 is coming.
Yeah.
We have pretty much every single confirmation that the PS5 is on the way. But from what I've seen from this year's E3 is I think what's happening is Sony's kind of realizing after taking everything into account that maybe paying for all of that fucking space at E3 is kind of stupid at this point. And it sucks because E3 is such a big hype fucking part of gamer culture, but at the same time a lot of it is bogged down by the fact that you have this association that forces you under so many different rules and constraints when you can just, as a company, come over and do your own fucking thing.
You can just make a YouTube video and upload it.
Yes.
Hey, guess what? The directs are always really strong.
Yeah.
And they film it in one room with a camera, and that's it.
So I don't know if they're going to do that because I think that they've had so much invested in the PlayStation experience. But what I do think we're going to see more of next year are reveal parties, which are going to be huge. And I think that the reason why that is because not because they're hemorrhaging money. PS4 is killing it right now. They are the most successful console in the world right now. I just think that Sony is absolutely trying to kind of rein it in because, I mean, you see all of their new kind of shitty censorship policy that's making a lot of anime games get fucked out of their ass.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I'm kind of nervous about this is like because they're doing that. Sony's getting they're closing off like pretty substantially. Like the first kind of like never allowed crossplay, right?
Right.
You know, they finally buckled on Fortnite. But that was like the first inkling like it's like okay, you're really, really sticking to your guns on this, you know, before they caved.
Right.
And then there's that. They're like, okay, now you're censoring games and all that. Then it's extending to their other services. Funimation is no longer packaged in with Verve. The Funimation Crunchyroll partnership is over. Sony backed the fuck out. And Crunchyroll just lost hundreds of shows. Like it is people are canceling like subscriptions left and right. They took a huge blow.
Oh yeah.
You can no longer watch Cowboy Bebop. You can no longer watch the fucking Railgun show that's really popular, I guess.
Right.
A lot of really big titles. Code Geass gone.
Yeah.
That is all going to just Funimation. So now you're dividing like that community. So I'm seeing them like slowly like retreating, not, you know, like into themselves. And that is where I'm like, maybe like announce that you're not doing an E3 but also say, like, don't say we're not doing E3 because we have no games to show, because that's false. Because you do have games to show. Hey, what about Ghost of Tsushima? When's that coming out? Is that coming out next year? I don't know. Just at least say something like, yeah, we plan on just kind of doing our own thing. We'll play it by ear, let you guys know. But it really, Sean Layden's statement really was like, yeah, we just don't have any games to show. And that doesn't paint like, even if I know that's not true, it doesn't paint a very positive picture in, like, the knee-jerk reactions of other people. And that's why it's like, I think with the censorship, with, like, the service back out, with the crossplay thing, not having an E3, while it might be make more sense for them, I think that, like, they probably won't win the next one. I think it's going to shift back to Xbox.
So I think the reason why that is because of the fact that why they're backing off so fucking hard
is that they're preparing to not let that happen. Is the only thing I can think of.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking of is okay. So let's think about, like, the E3 specifically.
Yeah.
Let's put all the other shit aside. 2013, 2014, 2015. Mm-hmm. Span of 3 years. You're talking about the years of dreams.
Yes.
Every single year, like, Sony killed it, essentially, for E3. How do you follow those fucking years up when you know in your mind's, in your heart, in your mind's eye, that the games that you're working on are not near completion, and the ones that are still not fucking ready to be shipped out anytime soon. So what is it that you do? Where do you go at a certain point where it's just like...
and I don't even think choosing not to be at E3, yeah, it's the first time in, like, 24 years that you haven't been at E3. But even then, I'm like, that's fine if you don't want to be at E3. If because you could just do, like, a little video. It doesn't have to be long.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a 2-hour epic where you show off all these games. You can show a little of Ghost of Tsushima, a little of this new thing, some more games that you're localizing, big stinger at the end.
Yeah.
Fade a logo onto a black background and people will lose their shit. You don't even have to plan on making it. Just like some point.
Yeah.
It's like, coming soon.
Game.
Jack! Done.
Oh, wow.
Fade out.
Wow.
It could be a fucking puzzle game. Like, it doesn't matter. Just put the logo. But, like, the fact that they canceling PlayStation Experience, I think, is silly. Like, you can have a celebration of PlayStation where you just don't show off as much, and you find a way to make that event still, like, worthwhile.
Right.
Like, people will pay to go. Like, having Capcom Cup there is cool. You could have a larger tournament thing to get people out. You could have, like, more of a celebration of what you've been rather than what is coming.
Which is
they're not.
I think what they're doing is that, like, they're in first place for sure, but with the fucking, like, turnaround tour, and Game Pass is apparently making Microsoft a lot of money right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
so they're planning something.
They
are putting a lot of their eggs in this one basket, and I bet you 10-1 PSX next year are going to have a fucking PS5 reveal, and they're hoping it's going to blow the fucking doors off the hinges. That's the only thing I can think of.
You would need to announce that shit and say, like, yeah, in a couple of months you will have one in your home.
Yeah, I absolutely think we're getting a PS5 2020.
But, like,
2020 is going to be the year of, like, the new consoles for sure.
But again, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, Xbox Game Pass is doing really well, and, like, why wouldn't it? It's a pretty fucking awesome feature. It's probably the best thing Xbox has come up with.
Play Anywhere is
in this entire generation.
Right, Play Anywhere is a pretty neat idea.
Yeah. Despite the fact that it actively causes you to, like, not buy an Xbox if you have other options, I would still buy a Game Pass because I can play it on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So having Xbox, like, kind of on the rise, it's a little worrying to see PlayStation, like, kind of dip. Because I wouldn't even call it, like, they're in first right now. Yeah, they're in first. But Xbox is going up. PlayStation is going a little down. Not very good press recently. Not getting much better.
Yeah.
So by saying you're, like, not doing anything, not even like we have plans, is dumb. I don't care how good those eggs are. If one of them has blood in it, you're fucking cursed.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Not Another Podcast.
Oh,
How do we not end on it? Come on.
No, 13
It's a
Sentinels.
call pack?
I just want to talk about it.
Oh, right. Yeah, 13 Sentinels
I just
is
wanna
on
say
indefinite hold.
it's on
The Vita
indefinite hold.
version is obviously canceled. Yeah, if you couldn't tell from the fact that the last 3 times we've seen the game, it's been the same trailer,
Yeah.
then unfortunately,
God bless.
God bless 13 Sentinels. May you not take 13 years to come out. Yeah, I got another one. That's fine. I picked it up.
You did it. Hey, so we're ending the podcast, but we're not ending the stream, essentially.
Oh, well, this stream will end.
This stream will end. I'm going to go play Sunset Overdrive, so if you guys are interested in that, come on by in
But
about 10 minutes.
But if you're watching it on YouTube, you can catch this podcast on Friday at a time.
At a time.
The best way you'll know is if you follow us on Twitter, though, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/hipsters on Twitter at MAXX, just because the tweets are more detailed for the streams. You got to pick your game up.
You do.
You got to pick your game up.
Me?
Yeah, your little stream announcements. It just says "come in" and then the thing in all lowercase.
Yeah.
You gotta add some pizzazz. You gotta put the word "live" in all caps. That's what gets the folks excited.
Gets the people going.
That's what gets them all rearing and ready to go. The Q&A segment, honestly, was a massive failure. So don't even ask us anything anymore.
Which is weird because we have people who show up to this for the fucking podcast, but they don't ask us questions.
So let me check the YouTube because I'll be honest, I haven't actually done that. So I'm gonna check this real quick. I'm gonna see if on the last couple anyone has said anything. We're going back to Not Another Podcast, episode 18. We're gonna take a walk down memory lane. Real quick. What do we got? We got 2 comments here. I got 2 comments that won't load. Okay. So we got one from Van Slane. I recognize that name. I don't know if it's from Twitch, but it's from somewhere. He says, so here's the question I want to drop for the next episode. If you were given the opportunity to produce/direct your dream game, budget, tech, and time not being any issue, what would that game be?
That's a pretty solid beginner question. I like that. I've always had a dream about oh god, it's a toss-up between 2 games. I really like the concept of mech games ever since I played Zone of the Enders. Mechs have always been a really big part of my life, but like Zone of the Enders has absolutely shown me that you can still do mech combat on the ground and it can still be fast, fun, and frenetic. And I really like the concept of like, I have always had these ideas of a pilot and a mech that are essentially, they kind of operate in the same sort of tandem as like Ada and like Dingo, where one's an AI, one's just a normal person. I like the idea of being able to skyjack other mechs. And I've always thought about like the fucking Vasilia fleet thing that happened in Zone of the Enders 2.
Yeah.
And I really, in my head, I'm always thinking about having one of your main characters just have a grappling hook attachment that allows you to skyjack mechs and then also fly alongside your original mech and do shit with it.
So do all the mechs have the AI?
No, just
yours.
I don't want to go into more detail
because just in case. Yeah.
Because I'm not even kidding when I say I have a whole story planned for it because I really like the story, and the way I've like always looked at it, it's like it's Gundam meets Zone of the Enders, where it has this sort of political slant of like how war is hell and all that shit, all at the same time dealing with like traditional, more political views like, immigration and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you still get to have this really sick mech combat where you are switching in and out of your mech, and there's ground combat, there's mech combat, there's vehicle combat, and it's like an open world kind of game, and it's kind of like Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
So I've had this concept for a very long time, and I really, after talking with my friend Mike about like a little bit of it, He's like, actually,
It's not that
it's not that
nuts.
bad. When I explain the whole concept, is like he's like, we should really like put that to the side for now because like that's really strong.
Yeah.
So, I really am super fucking. I would like that. I think the one that I'm more okay with letting go is, I think I told you this the story about the virtual reality game
Yes.
that I told you about a while ago. I like that, but I've always did it as a game first, and I wanted to call it a character action shooter, where it's you mix the combat and the sort of fast frenetic third person combat of Vanquish with the high-flying combos of like Devil May Cry, and just be able to kind of combine that, but at the same time you're playing against a soundtrack that actively affects both the environment and the enemies.
Yeah.
So that's another game that I'm really super pumped. Like I would love to do, but I less like I don't want that console to get out because a lot of people are doing that now. But it's not the way I want it to be. It's not like the tight controls mixed with like. Basically, I want like a rhythm game character action shooter.
Yeah.
Which is a lot when it sounds like that, but like I actually have like I've looked into shit where I'm like I can make this work. I can do this.
Yeah.
So
I get you. Yeah, no, that idea was really good. I was a big fan of that. Mine, the very clear, obvious one is if you give me no limits, I want full dive. If you give me no limits,
really,
I want full dive.
You just want to go straight sword art.
I straight up. When I think about a game,
oh man,
because I love the idea of MMOs, but I don't like clicking.
Yeah.
For one, and I don't like the idea of being able to experience like that kind of world, but like if you're full diving and you have a sense of like body presence, and we've seen it happen with games like VR chat and stuff, just by being in that, being like there in the moment in the game, the way you interact with like the world and the way you interact with other people changes significantly.
Yeah.
So the idea that like full diving into some sort of like MMO type world would actually make all of like the best case scenarios of MMOs way more likely and way more frequent, as well as the worst cases, which, you know, the good and the bad is kind of what makes it interesting, is like, I think really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's, you know, but that tech is dumb and it's really, you know, that's about as far as it can go. Ideally, the games that I have had in mind, one is which I told you it would be a racing game. It's the one where you're going through not necessarily like circular like or circuit tracks, but you're going down a path, and the faster your car goes, the more like the music will change. So it'll start off and it'll be like kind of general like easy listening. Like think of Gran Turismo like 1 and 2. Where it's like very laid back, like kind of techno and beats and stuff like that. As you start racing faster and faster, you'll go from these very normal real world looking tracks to more crazy abstract, like, you know, you start in a track and it's like through, you know, some part of India, where you do like Formula One races and stuff. Right. But as you go, it would turn into more like Hindu mythology, like it would get nuts. And slowly the music would go into Eurobeat the faster you would go. And the cars would get crazier and crazier. And, like, I'd want, like, pretty heavy customization so everyone can drive, you know, what they want to drive. And you could kind of choose how the transition happens between your base car and your final car when you've hit max speed. But one system that I don't know why I'm so attached to this. I want to have, like, really intricate taunts.
Yeah.
For a racing game where, like, you're in first place and the person's right behind you and they require a little bit of skill but nothing crazy. But basically when you activate one of them, you do the thing where you turn your car 180 degrees and you start driving in reverse. And you can have, like, little, like, hologram emotes playing, but you actually have to control it in reverse. And there'd be some sort of benefit. You get more boost or something like that.
Yeah.
But just being able to interact with the other drivers in interesting ways besides just like, this is an item that's a missile, or this is an item that just speeds you up.
Yeah.
Like, having more skill-based interactions would, I just find that so cool. And again, I have such a soft spot for racing games. Like, man.
There aren't that
racing
many
games.
fun ones out there.
No, I really got to try
So-
Horizon 4. Yeah, no. Every other idea is for dumb full dive stuff. So
Yeah.
that's where I'll cut it off.
All right, guys. Plans for the channel. Sunset Overdrive. It's going to be on Twitch. I'm probably going to, maybe I'll do a full playthrough. Who knows? I don't have anything else. I know Yakuza is supposed to be up in the air.
Yeah.
I might just fucking drop that.
You should.
Yeah.
You should drop it. 100%.
I'll probably play it on my own.
I was going to play Yakuza 6 on stream. I fucking dropped it because it made playing the game not fun.
Yeah.
Because you're like, because the cutscene starts and you're sitting there with your controller and you're like, okay, now I'm going to talk. No, it's still gone. And now no, it's still gone. I'm going to continue playing through the Spyro games. We should be done with that by this weekend. After that, my birthday just happened.
Woo!
So I got a couple of games. I was sent Tokyo Xanadu, which I've been meaning to try out.
Oh, really?
As well as, I think it's, I forget what the acronym is, but it is a mecha racing game where you customize your own mechs. It's a series of numbers and letters for a name, but it looks really cool. Somebody also sent me that.
Dude.
That's a good one-off game I'd love to try out. Austin says it's really good, so maybe I'll get him on that. But yeah, that's about all I have ready. Apparently, there is a video idea. There is a content idea.
Shush. Don't say it.
I'm not going to
say it. It won't happen.
I'm not going to say it.
If you don't say
But
it.
there's a content idea.
No.
It could
night.
be. It might be one
I'll
of
see you in
mine.
the other
It
room.
might not even be yours. He already took the headset off. He doesn't even realize I have to walk all the way around and turn this shit off. Great. Great. Hey guys, if you're listening on YouTube, you've already missed. Congrats,
Come to the stream.
you've already missed the stream. It's already over. Is this the worst ending to a podcast yet? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go for another hour. He literally can't stream unless I shut it off. So I'm actually gonna end the podcast. So if anybody has a crush on me, now's the time to say it.